guys? Welcome to week number 11 of Goggins Force Training, and yet another positive week of training here for the most part. Came into the week feeling really good, really explosive, had awesome squat and deadlift workouts. On this first day here, this is kind of the same warm-ups that I've been hitting as far as the 340 double, 395, which is this set. Ended up taking 435 and then 480 as my last two warm-ups here. And I was scheduled to hit two sets of anywhere from 1 to 3 reps with 505. This is the heaviest that I've gone in training up till this point, and I completely smashed them. Everything was feeling really light on my back this day. My squat groove felt smooth, my bar path felt smooth, and both sets with 505 felt really good. Unfortunately, my camera shut off for the first one, so I didn't get the first set, but this is the second work set here with 505. And just again, really happy with the way the weight feels on my back. It doesn't feel any heavier than the 480 did last week, and it didn't move any slower at all. If anything, it actually moved a little bit better, just because I'm feeling really balanced on my way down. Trying to keep the weight evenly distributed throughout my feet is helping quite a bit. I'm just feeling really good balance between my hips and hamstrings and my quads as I'm doing these reps. So you can see I've got nice bar speed with this first rep here, and that stays pretty consistent all the way through. I also didn't have any of the hamstring pain on the left side pretty much at all throughout the day. You can see I slowed down just a little bit on that third one, but it wasn't that same pulling sensation I usually get. So hit the 2 triples there, and then finish up with 6 sets of glute ham raises, which always tend to make my hips feel really good. And it was feeling pretty good, except for my tendonitis got flared up pretty bad from that workout. Kind of as it has in the past, the tightness that I'm getting now with my setup is great on my squat, but it tends to wreak a bit of havoc on my elbows. So this light bench workout here was pretty painful. I did get through all of it. I went set of 5 with 225 and then 3 sets of 5 with 245 on the Duffalo bar. And while the weight is moving pretty good, you can kind of see there I have to take a second before I take my left hand off of the bar, and my descent with the bar here is a little bit slow, and that's because it's pretty painful on the way down. Trying to do some work to get everything loosened up. We dug out the pec, we dug out the shoulder, dug out the trap, kind of did all the usual things, and the pain did subside by a good deal by the end of the day on Wednesday, which is pretty much how it goes. I'm uncomfortable through that workout, have to roll some shit out, throw a little icy hot on it, pop some ibuprofen, and then by 7 o'clock on Wednesday, my elbows start to feel good again. That was not so much the case going into this workout here. So this is the deadlift workout. As you can see, bars moving nice and smooth here. What I'm focusing on is keeping the nice controlled reps, like Steve had suggested. So I'm not quite dead stopping, and I'm not quite touch and going, and I'm trying my best to do a combination of the two. You can see everything's moving really good. I actually, for some reason, think that the tendonitis actually got helped by the deadlift just because the weight in my hands stretched them out. But I was lifting with my friend Ryan Stills, who is an IPF world champ, and he had pointed something out with my first set of deads here. He noticed that my hip position is not the same from my first rep to my second and third. I'm actually holding the hips too high for the last 2 reps, so it's killing some of the leg drive and was contributing to that hamstring pain. So here you can see I'm trying to make a conscious effort on the way down to let the knees bend a little more, instead of leaving the hips high and essentially stiff-legging the rep for the second and third rep. And this at first didn't quite feel as fast, just because I think I get a little bit of speed doing the high hip position, but it definitely alleviated some of the pulling I felt on that left hamstring, and kept me in a significantly better leverage position. So that's him right there. So that felt pretty good. Ended up taking the rack pulls up to 655. This is the second to last set here with 625. As you can see, these are moving nice and smooth. These felt pretty easy while considering. I did also move my belt up higher just because I noticed, Brian noticed that I was dropping the belt down low for the rack pulls. That's not going to be as specific towards my deadlift from the floor. So I didn't notice that it made any big difference as far as making it easier or harder. So I just kept that up where I normally pull from in that high belt position, and then hit this top set of 655 for a triple. So after that, worked shrugs up to a top set of 605 for, I believe, 10. I went 500 for 10, 550 or 545, 585, and then went 605 for the last set. And those all felt pretty good as well. So followed those up just with some rows on the cable machine. Wanted to not do a ton of upper back work because by this point that left shoulder was starting to just feel a little bit tight. And that ended up carrying over into my bench workout on Saturday. So did some work on it on Friday, but for some reason the scapula, or my scapula on the left side, was just pretty glued down. It wasn't moving correctly. So I was having a really hard time on Saturday trying to get my shoulders into a good tight position on bench. Couple that with a little bit of lingering tendonitis, and this just wasn't necessarily the greatest day. In retrospect, kind of watching how some of these reps are moving, it's really not as bad as it felt. But while I was doing these sets, it just didn't feel like I was able to get a consistent touch point. My shoulders and arms weren't exactly where they needed to be. So you can kind of see I hit like a little mini sticking point on the way up on some of the reps. So again, while this is good for me to be hitting 5, 5, and 4s with essentially 90% of my best bench, they don't look quite how I want them to look, and they definitely don't feel as good as 355 did a couple of weeks ago. So I'm most likely going to need to get into my chiropractor at some point, and just kind of get this shoulder loosened up here, just because that really was kind of killing this workout. So still got through everything. This is the, I believe, second set of 5 with 365. This definitely moved better. You can see I'm having to revert to lifting my head up, and I think a lot of that is because of the tight shoulders. I'm trying to almost fake some of that internal rotation by lifting the head up, and that's what's causing the little bit of a stutter coming off the chest. So this set here, I had done a little bit of work between, and this first rep was actually really good and fast off the chest, but I launched it too far backwards and ended up having to try and correct and pull the bar forward, which then didn't keep me in a very good position. So I got 4 and like a half rep on here, so I'm calling a set of 4, and then just moved on to the floor presses up to 330 for doubles. So that's about it. We'll kind of see what Steve wants me to do next week as far as either maybe taking this workout again or taking a step back or something like that. But the next few days I'm just going to focus on healing up these shoulders, getting them loose so that I can actually get in some good positions and not keep doing this bullshit with the slow descent and just a tight shoulder. So that is it. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please like it and subscribe to my channel. If you haven't done so already, check out the gym's Facebook, YouTube, and website. And I will see you all next week. Thank you very much.